store between the New Orleans Saints and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They turn to Harris to begin the drive, and he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Pickett back to throw. Fighting Harris over the middle. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The Steelers at 6-2 to start play, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting involved as this game goes on.
That swung out wide to Harris. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Lock in, lock in. Blue. 18.
On 2nd and goal, Trubisky flushed out right, and he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on 2nd down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
And this will be play number 10 on this pretty long opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal.
Lock in. Hey, alert. Red.
Now it's Trubisky. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Jameis to throw it. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Hey, ball. Hey, 18.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save?
Yes.
That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it? And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because We always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case, the defense won.
Alert, 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 alert.
To try again after the sack. Trubisky. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Now it's Trubisky. That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. So roughing the passer, and this is a unit, Charles. They hold their breath every time they see their quarterback go down and get hit like that.
Yeah, they understand how important these last couple of months are for this team. They can ill afford to have anything happen to him if they want to accomplish their goals.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
2nd and short. Is it a no-brainer to think I give it to my fullback and I pick it up?
You would think a no-brainer, but that time able to hit him for a loss.
Yeah, definitely was not a gimme, was it?
Alert, 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 alert.
That's a jet sweep. Trubisky pops it forward. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. George Pickens, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Steelers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make the score 14-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw is Winston. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
They go play action. Winston trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. He'll start with a give to Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They run it again with Kamara. They find some open field here. And all the way down to the 42. 43 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Winston to give. It's Kamara. Oh, nice move. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal.
Flip.
Kamara is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
18.
Here's Trubisky. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd have the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Easy. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Where's that?
On play action, Winston. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert!
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now a give, running left is Harris. Room here to run. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. They hand off to their big tight end. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
60 Bison, 60 Bison, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Hey, check that. Panther 11, roll, alert.
Now Pickett will look to pass it. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Saints will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So that now back-to-back drives, CD, that have ended with an interception.
I don't know about you, but I'd call my quarterback over, put an arm around him, and say, hey, take a look at the scoreboard. We're playing with a lead. Let's be smarter about what we're doing out there.
Wait. Let's go now.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 81 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
Five on the 50.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to find that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
A 10th carry for Kamara. Oh, what a move. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Hey, let's get some work.
Play action now. Winston. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Tyson Alualu gets in there and drops it.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Fourth down, Winston. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. Powers through him. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to it. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 106 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Check smash. 19 Lions.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Hey, smash. Trap 60. Alert.
On 2nd and 11 now. Pickett. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Lock in.
On the give, this is Harris. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Boswell's kick is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing, Winston. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number.
And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Levi Wallace with a pick, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. And that's now a half-dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because, CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here.
And the way that you presented, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, It's way too many, and that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again.
Hey, alert. Red, top.
Harris going to get it again on second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On third down, here's Harris. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 118 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They run again with Harris. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Alert.
On the jet sweep, this is Johnson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been excellent. 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 7. They hand this off to Harris, and he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really... and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Alert!
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Alert, 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 alert! Alert, 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 alert!
Throwing here, Trubisky. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown! Deontay Johnson, 39 yards. And the Steelers are looking as if they'll move it to 7-2 as they add on to this lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And maybe Shane's in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a third down and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now Austin. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And they take a knee. To win 7 games. They've done that pretty early in the year.
I think it's time for them to elevate that number and really make a big push to finish this season strong.
This is where you step up. Right here, baby.